All right, folks, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and construct an isosceles triangle. Remember, an isosceles triangle has at least, the important thing there is at least two congruent sides. It can have three, but it has to have at least two congruent sides. If that's the case, I don't really care what the bottom side is. I'm just going to draw something for a triangle right there. That can be the bottom of my triangle. And then now, to make sure that I have two congruent sides, your compass is really good at making congruent line segments. In fact, that's really all it does. Right. So if you just put the needle down at one of those endpoints of your compass, doesn't matter how far along it is, as long as it's at least about 3/4 of the way. So you're just going to draw an arc right here. Doesn't have to be a big arc, but the important concept here is that anywhere along this arc is the same distance away from that endpoint as anywhere else along that arc, because it's part of a circle. So now if I go over on the other side and I do the same thing, I draw a similar arc, just make sure that they actually intersect. It's the important part. Now the important concept here is anywhere from this endpoint to that arc is the same distance. And anywhere from this endpoint to that arc is the same distance. So if you want to find the single point that's exactly the same distance away from both of these endpoints, it would be where both of these arcs cross. Because right here, we're on the arc that we drew from the right-hand side, and we're on the arc that we drew from the left-hand side. So this point is the same distance away from both endpoints because it's on both arcs. So then all we have to do is go ahead and connect that point that we just created to the endpoints of our original line segment, because we know that they're the same distance away. And we're done. Probably a pretty important thing is to mark this thing as an isosceles triangle, and every isosceles triangle has two congruent sides as well as two congruent base angles. And that's that.